What is up, everybody? Welcome to today's video. Today, it's time to race prep. You may ask what we're race prepping. No, it's not Lightning McQueen. It is the GTR. So what we are race prepping for is Okinawa RCCA. It's kind of like an autocross event, but it's on a track, but it's not a real track. It's kind of a go-kart track, but it's still going to be really fun. It's really cool. I've only been out there one other time, and I didn't get a chance to drive in it. I got to watch everybody and took some pictures and videos. I think I actually have it on this YouTube channel, maybe. It was way back when I first started. But it's an awesome time, and I believe tomorrow I will be doing some driving, so I am going to try to prep the GTR a little bit. There's not a whole lot that needs to be done, but there are a few things I want to check over and make sure is good to go before we take off tomorrow morning. There is only one problem that I know of right now that we need to address, and that's going to be under the hood. I drove the car to work every day this week and it did pretty well. There's still a little bit of an injector squeal. I can hear a little bit of air leaking, but I don't know what else I'm going to do about that right now. I think I'm just going to have to replace the injectors. I kind of want to wait to replace the injectors though, just because I might want to get bigger ones here if I decide to go with the Haltech, just so I can up the boost some and push a little bit more power. But we'll see where that goes. Today we're just going to be fixing a couple little things. I started my car up today at work when I was leaving and noticed a hissing sound coming from under here. And this little vacuum line right here had actually split. Luckily it was loose enough I was able to cut it and put it back on there. The zip tie's kind of on there. It's not really holding it that well, but it is actually preventing from splitting. I did it one other time earlier without the zip tie and it split a second time. But you can see that zip tie is not on there tight. Luckily though, I was able to run by the auto hobby shop and pick up an extra vacuum line. So we're gonna throw that on right now. Alright, so that's where the problem was. Pop that off. And of course there goes the zip tie down into the abyss. Hopefully it fell to the ground. If not, it shouldn't be a problem. It'll probably fall out some point tomorrow. And it's a pretty small line. It just runs right here. Boom, old, crusty, dry rotted one off. Fresh, nice new one going on. Gonna have to cut it, it's a little bit long. Alright, bottom part on. Yeah, see we got a lot of extra right here. I'm gonna cut it, make it shorter, save some for in case it happens again. We could probably cut it right about there. That should be good. Lube her up just a little bit. Spit lube. And on she goes. Now that shouldn't pop off. It feels like it's on there really tight. But better safe than sorry. We'll throw a zip tie around it just to make sure. That'll do, pig. So that's pretty much the only thing I really needed to fix under here. I'm gonna look at all my fluids before we go. No need to do that on camera. I don't want to bore you guys with that kind of stuff. I'm just gonna check the oil, the brake fluid, the high cast, which is power steering fluid in the trunk. I filled that up not too long ago when I was having some troubles with the high cast, and that fixed everything. So it shouldn't be low. But I'll check that sometime before we go. Now, if you guys remember the video where I blew my motor, I was actually going to the hobby shop to take a look at my brakes because there was a strange noise coming from the driver's side front. I actually never fixed that until about 2 days ago. Back there on the brake caliper, there was a little clip that was kind of holding a noise reducer against the pad. But that clip had broken and kind of split in half and was just, whenever I hit the brakes, that clip was getting caught in between and just making a terrible noise. But luckily I was able to figure that out just a couple days ago, and I actually did it with the whole tire and wheel and everything still in the car. I just removed that little stud right there and was able to slide it out and put it back on without having to lift the car up or take the wheel off or anything. But the brakes are good to go now. I'm really excited to try them out. They're the Dixel Extra Speed. They're made for toge or a little bit of circuit type racing. So that should be exciting and fun to actually get to feel how they work. Another thing with RCCA, you can't have anything in the trunk. Boom. I cleaned out this yesterday. That's the cleanest my trunk's been probably ever. Even when I bought the car, it wasn't that clean. Nothing in there, and I took a vacuum and actually used it like it was a carpet and just vacuumed it. Another thing that I haven't seen in a good while is this helmet. It's been in a box for a few years now. The last time I used this was probably with the FRS, maybe back at Carolina Motorsports Park. It was probably the last time that I was doing any kind of racing, and that's been a good 3 years ago. So it's going to be real interesting to see how I do out on a little course. There'll be cones set up and everything too. Like I said, it's kind of an autocross, but it'll be real interesting to see how I do after not having done any kind of real track racing in quite a few years. I did go out and buy some GoPro mounts though for the helmet, so I can strap one of the GoPros to the helmet. Got some extra camera gear sitting out here, the other GoPro. Take all that with me, make sure everything's charged up tonight. Also bought some extensions because for some reason the little ratchet set I have, it's just a little Cobalt one that I got probably from my parents years ago. But for some reason that ratchet set didn't come with a proper extension to get down into the spark plug wells, but it came with a spark plug socket, so that didn't make much sense. So I went out and bought some extra extensions. Can't really think of much else to update you on right this second. So let's start the car up just to make sure that hose is on there good and we don't have any vacuum leak, and see how loud she is in this garage and not let it run for too long so it doesn't seep up into the house and give everybody carbon monoxide poisoning. Good to go. Still hear a little bit of that timing belt whine, that Kevlar belt. I don't know if it's ever going to stop whining. Hopefully it stretches out a little bit. No vacuum leak. Let's turn it off before the neighbors get mad. Let's see if we can get this helmet mounted right. I'm making a video. Say hello to the video.
Hello.
This should be a pretty good angle for the camera. Can move it a little bit that way or a little bit back this way. I don't even know if you can hear me in the helmet. That's going to be an interesting thing to see when I edit. You picking Mason's nose?
No, he's got an eye booger.
You got eye boogers?
Come here.
This helmet is so old and I haven't used it in so long. All the padding inside is falling apart and it's all in my lap. So this will be our helmet cam for tomorrow. Hopefully not too much more of the inside falls out. So that's pretty much going to do it for any more kind of race prep that I'm doing tonight. Like I said, the car is pretty much ready to go. I'm going to check the fluids a little bit later, make sure all my camera batteries are charged, and be on my way bright and early, probably around 6 a.m. or so. I believe it is also time for dinner. You eating? Dinner time? Time for dinner. I'll show you guys what I'm filling at out here. This poor purple flower that I spent like $20 on. That's how you know when you're getting old and you're being a grown-up. It's when you go out and spend $100 on flowers and plants, and then you come home, plant it, and this one's dying. Hopefully it's saved. That one's not quite as bad. Those are the only two that really look messed up, but hopefully that one comes back to life. It's enough boring you guys with plant stuff. What's for dinner?
Chicken.
Good. So I guess that's going to pretty much do it for this video. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update video just so it wasn't jumping straight into racing. So like I said, tomorrow I'll be heading out super early for the track. I'm going to be filming it all. I'll film a little bit of the journey there and of course all the track activities. Maybe I'll throw one of the GoPros on a different car and get some shots of everything and just try to put together a good video for you guys because this is going to be our first time actually going out and racing at a race event here in Okinawa. You guys have seen the car meets and some of the cruises and stuff, and I'm actually excited to get to show you guys something new. Hope you guys enjoyed the little update video. I'm gonna go finish everything else I need to do and get some food. Thank you all so much for all the support. We hit 23,000 subscribers yesterday, I believe it was. It's crazy. I don't know how to explain it. I never thought I would see that kind of subscriber amount, and I hope it just continues to grow from here. As always, thanks for watching.
Bye.